Hello subscribers and non-subscribers, and welcome back to why'd the ships change? I don't recall us entering a new era. Yeah, okay, apparently we must have entered a new era because that's not the destroyer class we had before. I mean, it's the same class name, but it's a different design. Yeah, you know what? Give me one second. Just one thing I want to take a quick look at real quick. I'm gonna keep the game running in the background. No? Okay, yeah, I don't know what's going on there with the new destroyer look. Because looking at the official wiki page for the mod that's linked off of the Stellaris official wiki, it still shows the old actual NX class, and it still lists the design name as being NX. But this is definitely not the NX class. So, yeah, and it doesn't list this actual ship design for any of the eras as far as I can see. So these pictures are out of date, which is certainly a possibility, though I don't think that's the case here. Or something else is going on. But whatever. So apparently we have some new looking ships, but whatever. So in this part, we are going to obviously be dealing with the Xindi event chain, which we should probably be able to finish in this part. And so we're probably ending this part with the formation of the Federation itself, because I'm not going to bother with the Demons event chain. Because, well, there's really no reason to bother with the Demons event chain in our case. Let's go ahead and upgrade these guys real quick, and then... Oh yes, it's a science ship that I need. And I've got... How long? Oh yeah, plenty of time. Okay. Oh! Oh, hell yeah, we're actually gonna get the official Federation. Like the actual Federation formed between the humans, Andorians, Vulcans, and Tellarites. We're not gonna have some Benzite, Bolian, Andorian, Vulcan Federation. No, it's gonna be the actual Federation. That's unexpected, although I certainly won't complain. So, yes, it's gonna actually be interesting. Okay, construction ship. I'm sure I have something that you can do somewhere. I am gonna have to build some more ships, however, because spoiler alert, we are gonna end up with the okay, whatever. We're gonna end up getting attacked again. I still have my research agreement with you, correct? Yes, for quite a while. And it's gonna just magically disappear once I join the coalition with you. Which means I'm gonna lose out on your sweet, sweet tech cost decreases due to the research agreement. I'm sure, hopefully somebody else will have something decent. I wouldn't mind getting photonic torpedoes for our guys before everything sort of falls apart. Okay. Oh, boy, yep, Terra Nova has some building still to do. And I could build a physics lab, and it would be nice. But to be completely honest with you, I really want minerals. Because, like I said, we're gonna have to build a bunch of new ships. Like, a ton. Well, maybe not a ton, but we're gonna need quite a few new ships as we play through this. And I need more food production. Quite a bit more food production. Build a basic physics lab there. Okay, we got the bio lab. Now, I can't go ahead and research the veteran array. Or A Vertrion array, excuse me. This way I know where Mars has its thing, although I'm assuming it's going to be in the Garni crater there. Considering it's the only tile that... Well, no, it's actually not the only tile. Yeah, we still got some other tiles that don't actually have any resources. So we're going to go ahead, research the Mars Initiative. Hopefully, if I do get around to building that, which is very expensive. No, not yet. Give me, like, 3 months. A year, max. So, alien probe. Engineering teams have successfully analyzed the wreckage of the alien probe. Certain quantum markers in the hull material indicate exposure to a class of subspace anomalies frequent to the Delphic Expanse, a turbulent region core word. The vessel's damaged computer core reveals almost nothing short of the name of the alien race, Xindi. Determined to further prevent incursions into United Earth space, the Admiralty have proposed a mission into the Delphic Expanse to gain additional intelligence. Acknowledged. And now I need a military ship in orbit with an admiral. So, I'm going to go ahead and research that. With our admiral, Alfonso Ibanez. So, Captain Alfonso Ibanez has been selected to lead the mission into the Delphic Expanse to gather intelligence on the Xindi. Starfleet has provided its most advanced starship, the Enterprise, and most capable crew for, and it's probably an issue with the code there. It's supposed to also mention the name again, I imagine, to command for the duration of the expedition, where contact with Earth is expected to be limited. A contingent of soldiers from the Military Assault Command Operations, MACO, have also been assigned to serve under them, which is kind of funny because we haven't researched MACO yet, so technically speaking, we're not actually assigning them anybody, except for the standard crew, realistically speaking. As far as the event is concerned, though, it doesn't matter. So, acknowledged. He's going to be gone for a while. Let me go ahead and recruit a new admiral, even if it's only temporary. I want somebody who's going to live a while game, and I don't really want unyielding, because personally I don't like unyielding. I mean, yippee, it's extra ship hull points, but they can't retreat. So, yeah, no thanks. I guess we'll go with Olga here, because she's cheap. And we just wait for our first event to fire. But I do have a mission for you, I'm sure. Or at least, if I don't, I'm sure I'll find one. Yes, so you go over there. Actually, research that. Go like that, and wonderful. You are... No, you can't. How much does it cost? 90. Yep, okay. And the first fleet's gonna get some new ships as we advance through this. Wonderful, thank you very much. In fact, Vulcans, I'll give you my star charts. Give me your... you don't want to give me minerals, okay then. I'll give you my... no, okay. Oh boy, yeah, we're not gonna get a whole lot. At least now we know about all that stuff up there. I don't have your star charts for some reason, Vulcans. I don't know why. It's a little weird that I didn't have your star charts. Oh, okay, so... The Expanse. After weeks of fruitless searching in the Expanse, Captain Alfonso Ibanez has found his first clue. The owner of a Trillium mining station claims to employ a Xindi laborer and would be willing to arrange a meeting for a price. One of the Xindi workers' fingers is provided as evidence, an unfortunate mining accident apparently, which provokes more questions. The organic residue from the probe that attacked Earth shares a number of genetic markers in common with those from the finger. However, they appear to be from separate, though related species. That the Xindi may not be a single species confuses the investigation. Captain Alfonso Ibanez convenes with the Enterprise's senior staff to decide on how to proceed. So, We can offer to purchase him. We don't have the resources. It's not going to tell us how much we need, but we don't have enough. We can meet with him. Or we can use Mako to abduct him. I mean, personally, I'd rather save the minerals to build a new... well, personally, I'd really love to use it to build an NX class, which, again, is not the NX class here, because for some reason the graphic changed. So, yeah, we're going to use Mako to abduct the Zindi worker. Captain Alfonso Ibanez orders an assault squad of Makos to infiltrate the mining facility and exfiltrate the Zindi worker. Beaming into a remote section of the facility, the team encounters little resistance. Finding the Zindi worker working alone, he reveals his name to be Keswick and warns the team that their easy progress is likely a trap to capture them for slave labor. The team follows Keswick through the bowels of the facility until at last they reach a section where the Enterprise's transporters are able to penetrate. However, a facility security team ambushes them, mortally wounding Keswick before the transporter completes their cycle. Back on the ship, the dying Zindi reveals the location of the Zindi homeworld, and that 6 separate species of Zindi evolved there, including primates like himself. Set a course for the Zindi homeworld. Okay. We have arrived at the coordinates of the Zindi home system. However, no habitable worlds can be detected. Instead, an enormous asteroid field fills the star's habitable zone. Using predictive modeling, the science officer is able to confirm that the asteroid field came from a single world between 150 and 200 years ago. Material analysis of the field indicates the presence of advanced compounds that indicate the presence of a warp-faring culture. If this is the Zindi homeworld, it has been broken for a long time. Captain Alfonso Ibanez orders a return to the original Expanse search pattern. Come on, hurry up and finish growing. You want non-aggression back, sure. I won't kill you, you don't kill me. It's a fair trade, I'd say. You know what, Terra Nova, I'm going to build a mining network there. Yeah. Research agreement, sure. The Enterprise has detected a Vulcan distress signal being transmitted from a nearby asteroid field. On inspection, the vessel, the Celea, is heavily damaged and not responding to hails. Boarding the vessel, Captain Alfonso Ibanez leads a team to make contact with the crew and attempt to effect repairs. Deep in the Vulcan ship, several Vulcan crew members in a frenzied state ambush Alfonso Ibanez's team, forcing them to take refuge in the Celea's control room. Analyzing the bio-readings from a Vulcan officer stunned unconscious reveals the psychotic effect has been caused by exposure to Trillium-D, which pervades the asteroid field. We'll investigate a possible cure, because why not? We don't really need that many energy credits. Well, I mean, obviously having over 2,000 energy credits doesn't hurt, but I'll stick with hopefully not killing all of them. Captain Alfonso Ibanez orders the Enterprise medical staff to exhaust all options to provide a cure to the psychotic Vulcans on the Celea, while the away team reinforces their position in the control room. Nearly a day passes before a series of potential cures are provided, however all require testing. Selecting the most likely antidote, a medical team distributes the concoction of Trillium-D neutralizing agents to the life support umbilical connections on the Celea's starboard docking port. Within minutes, the entire crew of the Celea is unconscious, allowing the away team to exit the control room. Several hours pass and the crew begins to awaken again, showing no signs of their previous behavior. Their surviving senior staff of the Celea express their appreciation for the Enterprise's efforts and promise to petition the Vulcan government to assist the United Earth search for a solution to the Zindi crisis as soon as the Celea effects repairs. I believe that'll get us... Yeah, I think that would get us basically some Vulcan ships when we inevitably get attacked by the Zindi again at the end of this event chain. Although I could be wrong, maybe that happens anyway. We'll find out. Okay, yep, whatever. Is this... No, that's gonna be your 5th pop, okay. Build a basic mine there. Build, excuse me, game, hydroponics from there. Months of investigation have led Captain Alfonso Ibanez to a Zindi mining colony where chemosite, a key element used in the Zindi probe's attack on Earth, is being produced in huge quantities. The mines appear to be surrounded by a number of small settlements with layouts suggesting civilian use. With enough time and materials, we could fashion a series of explosive charges that would destroy the chemosite mines while avoiding damaging the civilian structures, but any delay could allow the Zindi to collect more chemosite for their next weapon. Let's lead an away team to the colony. Infiltrating the mining colony, Captain Alfonso Ibanez's team have identified the head of operations and captured him in his home. Questioning the Zindi Arboreal, a male named Gralik reveals how he had been assured the chemosite produced at the colony was for research purposes only. Horrified at the prospect of his work killing millions, Gralik agrees to help sabotage the next shipment of chemosite and provide a tracking device to enable the Enterprise to follow the shipment to wherever these weapons are being produced. Yeah, we're kind of sort of following what actually happens in Enterprise. Our citizens greet you in peace. Before you decide to shut off or close your borders to me, star charts? Thank you. No, not yet. Jesus, people. Face discriminator operation station. I think the game would probably want to go and put the operation station in the slot, but you know what? Let's go and get administrative virtual intelligence for the increased research speed of physics technology in particular. Also, is the game going to want to equip our ships with force fields? Yes, it is. Very well then, game. Yeah, I don't know what ship class this is actually supposed to be, at least. But yeah, whatever it is, it's not the NX class like it was originally. We've moved into some other era, apparently. That I have absolutely no idea what it is. Okay, you're almost done. Wonderful. Let's go ahead and... No. Continue saving the minerals. Which is going to take forever. We're not producing a whole lot of minerals, so that's partly because we had our mine get destroyed. 2 of our mines, actually, I believe. Having followed the chemosite shipment to a nearby system, the Enterprise has encountered an Andorian vessel, the Kamari, under Commander Shran of the Imperial Guard. Shran offers the Kamari's services to assist the Enterprise, insisting on sending an engineering team to upgrade and repair various systems. Deriding the Vulcan High Command for its lack of support for the United Earth's efforts against the Zindi, Captain Alfonso Ibanez can't help but feel there's more to the Andorian presence in the expanse. While the 2 vessels sit at the edge of the system, their sensors detect a massive energy discharge in the inner asteroid belt as a dwarf planet is vaporized, further confirming the threat of another Zindi weapon. So, I can say yes, or I can say no, excuse me, and we have another set of events that occur. Or, I can accept their assistance, get some minerals, and some other things will end up happening. I already know what's going to happen if I accept, but we're going to go ahead and accept. Because having some extra minerals is going to help us get a little bit closer to maybe pumping out 1 more patrol frigate before the attack occurs. So, accepting the Andorians' help pleases Shran, whose crew spends the next few days upgrading various systems aboard the Enterprise. Alfonso Ibanez and Shran devise a plan to capture the prototype weapon by using the Enterprise as bait to lure the Zindi patrol vessels away before allowing the Kamari to beam the weapon aboard and disarm it. The mission is successful, and the 2 vessels rendezvous in the system's Oort cloud to jointly investigate the workings of the weapon. Several undetected safety protocols are tripped, however, and both vessels narrowly avoid destruction as the weapon triggers an overload of its chemosite-laced energy emitters. The Kamari is heavily damaged, and Commander Shran is forced to accept the assignment of a small contingent of Enterprise engineers to help the vessel limp back to Andorian space. Initial scans of the weapon reveal a number of potential weaknesses, however no clue as to location of any further prototypes. Oh, okay. I could have sworn that accepting caused your ship to get sabotaged. But clearly I must have been remembering wrong then. That or that's what happens when you reject. Yeah, I don't remember actually. I do know that somehow though you can get your ship sabotaged in that event chain. Or that specific event. Mining network. Thank you very much, game. Long weeks spent hunting the expanse have paid off as the Enterprise successfully captured a shuttle belonging to the Xindi primate scientists leading their weapon project against Enterprise, a male named Degra. Captain Alfonso Ibanez must now decide how to take advantage of his new captive. The tactical officer suggests an elaborate ruse using memory-inhibiting drugs and a mock shuttle pod to extract the location of the final Xindi weapon from Degra, but the resources required are substantial. An initial interrogation reveals little beyond the knowledge that the Xindi apparently believe that destroying Earth is their only hope for survival. So, it's only going to cost energy credits, so sure, we'll prepare the deception. Captain Alfonso Ibanez orders the construction of a mock shuttle interior as per the tactical officer's proposal. Using memory-inhibiting drugs, Captain Alfonso Ibanez is able to persuade Degra that the two of them have been prisoners of the Xindi reptilians for several years, following the destruction of Earth, and the reptilians' subsequent betrayal of the other Xindi species. Degra reveals that Xindi were convinced to attack Earth by transdimensional beings who presented themselves as the Xindi's saviors. After a series of faked attacks on the shuttle, and a promise by Alfonso Ibanez to rescue Degra's family, the location of the Xindi weapon is revealed. Azati Prime. This simulation is terminated and Degra's short-term memory wiped. In an attempt to generate sympathy for their cause, Captain Alfonso Ibanez then offers Degra and his crew their freedom, unsuspecting that the weapon's location has been compromised. Excellent. I'll leave it be for right now. Oh, whoops. Forgot to have it set to pause after all events. And, yeah. Okay, the Enterprise arrives in the Azati system, almost immediately being fired upon by the many Xindi warships patrolling the area. The attack is soon halted, though, as a squadron of Xindi Primate and Xindi Arboreal ships form a protective escort around the Enterprise. Intense bursts of communication are detected between the various Xindi vessels until at last a shuttle docks with the Enterprise, and a Xindi Primate security detachment offers to escort Captain Alfonso Ibanez to the Xindi Council chambers to present his case in person. Understood. Captain Alfonso Ibanez presents his evidence to the Xindi Council, proving Earth's innocence. Xindi fears that Earth would seek to destroy their species are shown to be the fabrication of the transdimensional beings who themselves have created the subspace instabilities in the Delphic expanse to allow the region to become habitable to their own, or to their kind. The primate and arboreal representatives are convinced, with the aquatics demanding more time to consider their response. However, the reptilians and insectoids are enraged by this. Seizing control of the weapon, the reptilians and insectoids launch the device on a direct course to Earth, while the Enterprise races to try and catch up with it. We will not fail. The Xindi weapon has entered the Sol system. With an escort of several ships, if the weapon reaches Earth, the loss to humanity will be catastrophic. We will not fail. Or, well, more accurately, we will try not to fail. Fully repaired, the Vulcan starship Seleia enters the Sol system, with orders to assist the United Earth against the Xindi weapon threat. The Seleia's arrival may flip the balance in the coming battle. Somewhere in this general area is where technically, there it is. Just needed a second to spawn. So, it comes equipped with some light phasers, some light nuclear torpedoes. It's not really any better, I'd say, than our normal ones. In fact, well, it is considered better in terms of pure military power. How so exactly, though? Why? Excuse me. It's got better thrusters. It's got polarized hull plating and electroceramic hull. I was looking at the wrong ship there. Okay, we don't have the electroceramic hull. It's also got two things of torpedoes. Well, we only got one. And it's got 3 things of phasers, while we've only got 2. Okay. And of course, got the Enterprise here, the actual Enterprise, which is actually pretty decent. Convinced that the attack is unjust, a pair of Xindi primate and arboreal vessels enter the system, broadcasting their intent to help disable the weapon and prevent catastrophe on Earth. Fully repaired, the Andorian starship Kamari enters the Sol system. With orders to assist the United Earth against the Xindi weapon threat, the Kamari's arrival may tip the balance in the coming battle. So, generic ship model for the Xindi. For, pretty sure both of them. Yeah, generic ship models for both of them. And we got the Andorian, the ship, the Kamari, which comes equipped, same as the VSS Saleya. It's actually literally the exact same equipment. And I believe this Xindi weapon actually has ship-to-ship weapons. So, yeah. It's going to actually have a little bit of work on our part there. Oh, and the Xindi primate ship is going out there first. Which is probably not in its best interest, all things considered. Now, I would love it if they would focus fire on the Xindi weapon, because in my opinion it's the bigger threat. Yeah, see, I don't know why suddenly our ship model changed from this to this. Maybe it'll change to the actual NX again, though, once we finish this event chain. Maybe they made some changes like that. Because maybe they found it weird that your initial destroyer is the NX class, which is supposed to be an experimental class, hence the name. Oh, Xindi Primate is going to get destroyed. Luckily, the weapon, however, is distracted. It's unlike the other one, it's not going to keep on advancing towards Earth. It's actually going to be stuck in the fight, so it's actually quite nice. Well, we're about to lose the Xindi Primate. And I said that before. It'll get destroyed eventually. That's the Reptilian ship. Which actually has a unique ship model, I believe. Oh. Okay, come on guys. If you can finish off the Xindi Reptilian, you can all... Oops. And we just lost the primates. That's fine. Oh, shit, we just lost the first fleet. Oh well, the Enterprise is in the fight now. If we select everybody... Yeah. It's not actually going to tell us, like, whether or not we should, in theory, win the battle or not, because, well, it can't really tell us that, because the Xindi weapon has unknown hull points, because of the way the game works. That's what the skull means, is, oh, it's supposed to be so deadly, you don't even know if you can beat it. But it's kind of important that you're able to beat it. I believe there is an event that would actually let Earth get destroyed, and I think it moves your capital to Mars or something. We're not going to do that, though, because... Why would we? Okay, and there's actually researching Mako. Well, I'm pretty sure it would actually be Mako. No, Mako's a rare tech, if I recall correctly. We're probably going to lose the Saleya, though. And probably going to lose the Kamari as well. We're going to pump out a patrol frigate. Oh yeah. And Saleya is going to go down in just a moment. There we go, it's down. The Kamari is going to be following shortly thereafter. And now it's just the Enterprise, but the Enterprise, I think, can beat it on its own. And if not, well, Earth Space Dock can probably finish it off. I'm gonna send the new First Fleet in to at least help, though I don't think it'll be too much help. Especially if it gets focused fired. Which looks to be the case here, that the Xindi weapon is gonna focus down the patrol frigate, the Magellan. There we go. And the Magellan didn't get destroyed. The Xindi weapon has been destroyed. The efforts of Starfleet cannot be overstated. Devastated by the loss of the weapon and their fleet, the Xindi reptilians and insectoids have accepted the ultimatum provided to them by the remaining Xindi species for defying the will of the Council. Accepting their manipulation into targeting the Earth, the primates, arboreals, and aquatics have promised to uphold peace between the two powers though relations will not be easy. Okay, and Alfonso, get out of commanding the Enterprise. I mean, you can go back to commanding the Enterprise, but I don't want the fleet to be called Enterprise. No, you idiots. Merge. Are you using is it not gonna let you merge because of some silly reason, like, oh, you're not using the same warp engine? No, you guys are. I don't know why it's not gonna let you two merge. Send you both back to Earth. Maybe being in orbit will somehow fix it. I doubt it, because yeah, I don't know why it's not gonna let those two merge. And we're gonna go ahead and form the Federation in just a moment. Just wanna get these two ships up and working. Why won't you merge? Really? Enterprise? You're not gonna merge? There's literally no reason that you can't merge. I mean, you're using the Warp 5 engine, just like the patrol frigates are. So there should be nothing stopping you from merging. But for some reason you refuse to do so. That's kind of annoying. Then, Alfonso, I guess you'll get to command the Enterprise until it inevitably gets destroyed, because it's gonna get destroyed if it's not allowed to merge with the rest of the fleet. Okay, well, we can go ahead and join the coalition, the Just Pact, form the Federation, and actually be relatively powerful once we actually have fleets. It's gonna be our main issue, is getting fleets back up and operational. And okay, there is where the game has decided to deploy our Mars terraforming site, which means in theory this should get replaced with a... Okay. What? I don't know what's going on there. I could build a veteran array, though. And in theory, this will eventually terraform Mars, increasing the habitability. I believe to 100%. But don't quote me on that. I could be wrong about it increasing it to 100%. So... Oh, wait. Huh. Adjacency bonus for radioactive wastelands. Although it's not actually really all that useful considering the tiles. So, yeah. Okay, well, let's go ahead and join the, Ask to join the Just Pact. And shortly thereafter, an event should trigger, giving us the option to form the Federation or not. So, met the Tamarians. Our citizens greet you in peace. And there's the Xindi, currently being led by a Xindi mammalian. Not the best relations, obviously. Because they're xenophobic. Of course they are. Share star charts. I could have asked them for minerals, but I didn't. Yeah, they only have their home world. That's the only place they even know about. So, we got the reptilians, the insectoids, the aquatic. I don't remember the aquatic actually being on here, though, before. And then we got the mammalians. And, oh yes, and the arboreal. But yeah, so that's them. That's the Xindi. They don't currently know of any of the systems around them because they are an event spawned country. And the way the game works, that's just the way it works. Event spawned countries normally spawn not knowing anything. Come on, damn it. Merge, damn you. Otherwise I'll decommission the Enterprise. I mean, eventually it won't be worthwhile to keep the Enterprise. I'll be completely honest with you guys on that. Damage of 42.85. I mean, it's certainly a hell of a lot better than the current destroyers, which, yeah, that's not a surprise, really. But eventually that won't be the case anymore. Oh, okay. No. Not yet. We might have to wait a little bit of time, though. Yeah, okay. It's probably a mean time to happen after you join the coalition, so we're going to be waiting a little bit of time before we can actually do it. But eventually we'll be able to, like I said, form the Federation. Which is when I'll be ending the part, more than likely, or at least shortly thereafter. Let's go and clear that. There we go, we got photonic torpedoes. Let's go ahead and research Trillium D. And Chemosite. Both of those will be helpful. And obviously the game wants to use the photonic torpedoes, I'm not surprised. We'll go with Conrad Richter for the first fleet, and Alfonso gets to keep the Enterprise to himself, although it won't really do him much good. Because, like I said, it will eventually get destroyed due to being all alone. Oh, and here we go. So, our interstellar alliance has caught the public imagination. No longer is Earth an isolated backwater on the galactic stage, but a central component in a powerful block of shared values and interests. This coalition of planets protects us, but there are many who wish for further integration to better secure ourselves against hostile neighbors. Politicians on all 4 worlds have signaled a desire to start this process. All that is needed is for one leader to step forth and make the proposal. Unity is in Earth's interests. Probably gotta wait for the month to tick over. I can't even see how much longer. There we go. The Tellarite technocracy has voted in favor of forming the Federation. The Andorian Empire has voted in favor of forming the Federation. The Vulcan High Command has voted in favor of forming the Federation. So, Federate, or new faction for whatever reason. Led by Conrad Richter, of course. Okay, the United Federation of Planets. The delegates have all assembled in the Grand Chamber on Earth. Billions of people from each of the Coalition homeworlds watch from their homes or on enormous public displays. Federation Day. Prime Minister Divya Panikar steps forward, allied counterparts in tow. Dozens of lights from the audience flash, and the roar of the crowd subsides until the entire hall is blanketed in silence. The leaders gather around in a large book on the central podium and in turn mark their names. Today is an historic day. Blank. I don't know why. Yeah, okay, something's wrong there, I think. Or maybe it's supposed to be like that. Prime Minister Divya Panikar says to the gathered masses, "Today is a day our many races are joined together in peace and in the spirit of exploration and progress. Today marks the birth of a federation, the United Federation of Planets. And with that, the applause thundered. The birth of a federation. And yeah, this isn't actually true anymore. Oh, okay, never mind. The other Federation founders are now a special class of member world, vassals under your nation, which will aid your fleets in times of war. The Federation Council mechanic has now been unlocked. Once every 2 years, the Federation Council will allow the player to integrate new members, reach out to neighbors diplomatically, or engage in research specialization focuses. Understood. There used to be an event immediately after saying that, oh hey, you're not allowed to, or you'll have to manually change your name to United Federation of Planets because it doesn't actually work, but that's not true. That is certainly not true at all. Or at least not the case anymore. It might have been way back when, and then they eventually realized, oh wait, that's not the case anymore. Let's go and remove that note. Okay, well, we're gonna have to form some sectors. So, I have 6 systems that I need to get out of my direct command, or direct control. So, I got 2 over here within the Tellarites. That's not exactly helpful, so we're not going to be doing it with the Tellarites. We'll probably be doing it over here with the Vulcans and Andorians. So, it's basically a Vulcan sector. Well, I guess it's not technically a Vulcan sector because there's already a Vulcan sector. And I'll give the Andorians their own. Yeah, I'll leave it like that. Will we get rid of these other ones? Eventually, we more than likely will, but for the time being, we will not be doing so. Now again, I'm pretty sure we don't get their technology, sadly. I would love it if we got their technology when we integrated them, or not integrated them, but when we formed the Federation, but that is sadly not the case. So I will allow you guys to colonize, well, no, not build military stations. I won't let you do that. But you can colonize, but I'm going to ask that you respect tower resources as well. Now, to my understanding, in the current version of the game, there's an issue where sectors won't actually colonize, so I don't expect those guys to colonize when it actually comes down to it. But in theory, they should. It's just that they won't. Because of, like I said, bugs with the current version of the game, and of course that sector is already out of money.
Affirmative. Affirmative.
Okay, yeah, they're not actually making any money whatsoever for some reason, which is a little weird.
Station complete.
Yeah, that's a little strange. Clearly the Vulcans didn't build anything on their worlds or something. Yeah, I get the feeling the Vulcans didn't build up their worlds. That definitely seems to be the case so far. Also, that reminds us, let's go to species, make sure that all of these guys have full citizenship. Yep, full military service, of course, because there's no reason not to give them full military service. Whoops, yep, full military service. Full military service, in fact, let's just go ahead and set the default to full citizenship, decent living standards, and full military service for all people that are currently within our empire and will eventually become a part of the United Federation of Planets, or will eventually come under it. So we have 2 new worlds directly under our command. We have Krill here, which is a Tellarite world that is not built up in the slightest. And we have Divind, another Tellarite world not built up in the slightest. Okay, the game, or excuse me, the AI in particular, seems to have a problem with building up its sectors, it seems. Or its planets, which is gonna be annoying, honestly. Good for her, whoever that is. Benzites, sure. Also, that reminds me, I can now go... Well, I can't, because I don't have the tradition. Excuse me, not the tradition. This mod doesn't do it as a tradition. I don't have the research, the society research, to be able to actually form... Oh, never mind, we do actually have Makos. I thought they were a separate research, but apparently they're not. Apparently they are technically a starting tech. Okay. It's nice to know that I was wrong about that. Now, I would love to build a deep space station at some point, so we probably will, just for the hell of it, even if it doesn't actually make any sense. But yeah, so we have to build up their worlds for them because, for whatever reason, the AI just did not build up their worlds. I don't think anybody knows the answer as to why. We just know that they didn't. Enterprise, please go kill those things. Luckily, they're not going to blow up anything too important. We're actually making a decent amount of minerals. Yeah, sure, that'll connect us to the Tellarite worlds if we colonize that. Our ruler just got the Eye for Talent trait, which means now our leaders are going to be more expensive, which is always fun, isn't it? Strange New World. The USS Franklin's shuttle launches and soon enters the atmosphere of Peliar 5. Captain Irma Komarov leading the expedition alongside the ship's science officer. The descent over vast stretches of grassland serves to confirm readings from orbit that Peliar 5 is a verdant M-class world ripe for colonization. Touching down near the intersection of forest, field, and a range of rock outcroppings, the team under Captain Imra Komarov begin to survey the area. Several hours pass before the USS Franklin hails the captain, advising of a minor technical fault that has been discovered in the sensor array and requesting the return of the science officer to supervise the repairs. Yeah, sure. Return to the ship. Hours after the science officer departed Pilar 5 for the USS Franklin, the remaining survey team have started to make progress. The world appears perfectly habitable, though tricorders have struggled to analyze a composition of a pollen common to the area. The wind has started to pick up and the clouds have darkened. A storm appears imminent. Captain Irma Komarov orders the team to move the camp equipment into a cave network in the rocks nearby. By the time the equipment is relocated, the rains and winds are raging outside. Communications with the ship is attempted, but some property of the rocks prevent a signal from reaching the USS Franklin. The storm seems to last forever, and the team starts to become increasingly agitated. The botanical specialist is seen talking to herself, and when questioned, she seems to panic, running further into the unexplored caves. Search the caves immediately. Thanks for the Trillium D. Let's go ahead and research the electro-ceramic hull. It's several hours before the botanist is found unconscious but alive near a rock pillar hanging from the roof of the cave. It appears she hit her head on the rock with force, not seeing it ahead of her. Argument breaks out among the survey team, with many talking of whispers and shadows in the caves themselves. Captain Irma Komarov orders the team out of the cave to hail the USS Franklin and arrange transport back to the ship. Leave the caves. The survey team exit the caves into a field made sodden from the storm. More and more of the team appear to be acting erratically, and a number of physical altercations begin to break out. Captain Irma Komarov and the security team are the only two unaffected. Communications to the ship restored. The pair are able to transmit medical tricorder telemetry for the crew on the USS Franklin to analyze. It's quickly apparent that the pollen discovered on landing has a contagious psychological effect to which the captain and security officer are immune. Return via shuttle or transport are both ruled out to prevent endangering the USS Franklin. The possibility of sending a new team in biohazard gear to the surface to research a cure is assessed. Send the team. The second team soon lands nearby and establishes a clean research space. As the affected continue to descend into madness and violence, Captain Irma Komarov orders their sedation. Several days pass and the condition of the sedated crew starts to worsen, several developing high fevers that the medics believe may soon turn fatal. A breakthrough occurs when Captain Irma Komarov captures one of the large flying insects that appear to be connected with the flowers producing the madness-inducing pollen. On dissection, the medical team are able to identify a number of proteins which have the effect of suppressing the psychotropic effect of the pollen. A cure is quickly synthesized and distributed to the affected crew. After several days, all make a complete recovery. USS Franklin is recorded as notably habitable. Okay, it screwed up and puts the name of the ship. Yes, the ship itself is habitable. It kind of has to be. But the requirement to constantly inoculate against the pollen makes the planet a poor target for colonization. Understood. So it has decreased society output, decreased happiness, and a decrease in governing ethics. Also, you said it was M class. Oh, well, yeah, I guess it is. It's not a planet I want to live on, though. It's Arctic. The Andorians would love it. If I wanted to colonize it, it'd have to be with the Andorians, though first I'd have to rebuild their spaceports, because for whatever reason, they apparently got destroyed. Oh, God, it's gonna be annoying. It really is, isn't it? Okay, just return home, because apparently those guys are just disappearing. Never mind, I was wrong. They're not disappearing. It's just that they were outside of our crappy sensor range.
Station complete. Station complete.
I don't really have anything to do right here. I can improve relations with a number of other species if I felt so inclined. Or I could set a research focus, which I'm actually probably going to go for the research focus. Let's set it for, oh, physics, sure. So physics output goes up, though not by a whole lot, admittedly. I do wish these pirates had Star Trek ship models, though. Oh, no, 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 no. Enterprise, you are going to be based out of Earth, like all the other ships. I don't care if you want to work elsewhere, you're going to be working from Earth. Sure. You go ahead and do that. I'll be ending this part shortly thereafter. See, this really is a question. Do I want to build a physics lab, which would be helpful? Unknown... Oh. Oh. No. No. No! Okay. While in the vicinity of Pilar 4, excuse me, Captain Irma Komarov turns to the science officer and asks for his opinion about the origins of the vessel they are approaching fast. The science officer replies that the vessel origin is unknown, noting that it could hardly be an Earth ship. The communication officer announces that she is retrieving a signal, an old Morse code call signal. Captain Irma Komarov turns to the science officer, comments about the ship not possibly being an Earth vessel. The ship appears on screen and the captain states that it is an old DY-500 class ship. The science officer postulates to the captain, suggesting it might be an older DY-100 ship. The last such vessel built was centuries ago in the 1990s. Captain Irma Komarov has the ship go to full alert, not wanting to be caught off guard. The derelict vessel is being used by aliens. We can leave it, and it would presumably just end the event chain, or we can go alongside it, which means we might have to deal with Khan. let's deal with Khan, because why not? Captain's Log Supplemental. A full hour has elapsed since interception of the strange vessel. Our presence alongside is still being completely ignored, although our sensors continue to show signs of equipment and life aboard. There has been no indication of danger to us. The captain announces on the ship intercom for weapons department to maintain battle stations. All other decks stand by alert. The medical officer arrives on the bridge and informs the captain that he is picking up some form of heartbeat over there, very faint and very slow. Coming from 60 to 70 bodies, the science officer informs the captain that the hull of the vessel is pitted with meteor scars but still intact, and that he can make out a name, SS Botany Bay. An argument ensues between the medical officer and the science officer about the eugenics war and humankind's attempts to improve the human race through selective breeding. Finally, Captain Irma Komarov gets the two to stop arguing, and has the USS Franklin rig for a tractor beam and bring the SS Botany Bay along. The bridge is yours, number one. As the away team rematerializes, they discover that there are amongst numerous stasis, chambers, with humans from the 20th century asleep in them. Lieutenant McGivers is in awe that this is a sleeper ship. Captain, it's a sleeper ship. Suspended animation. The medical officer begins to examine the bodies inside the compartments and determines that they are in decent shape for being in suspended animation for over 2 centuries. The medical officer's tricorder alerts him to a compartment beginning to awaken the occupant. We've triggered something, all right. His heartbeat's increasing, now passing 8 beats per minute. There are some signs of respiration beginning. We must save him or let him die. The risk is too great. Yeah, like I said, we'll deal with it. So, we'll save him. Captain's Log Supplemental. Alongside the SS Botany Bay for 10 hours now, a boarding party of engineering and medical specialists are now completing their examination of the mysterious vessel. Attempts to retrieve other sleepers await our success or failure with the casualty already beamed over. The medical officer is frankly amazed at his physical and recuperative power. The captain and the science officer are on the main bridge, and opening a communication line to the SS Botany Bay. After getting a brief update on the status of the sleepers, out of the 84 units, only 12 have malfunctioned. Of the 72 that remain, 30 of them are women. Captain Irma Komarov turns to the science officer and discusses the next course of action. The science officer is concerned about the strange and violent period that was the 1990s. Even after an exhausting research of the period through the USS Franklin's library computer, the captain tries to quell the science officer's concerns and decides to set a course for Starbase 12. Intriguing. Captain Irma Komarov heads to medical to talk with the person with the SS Botany Bay. Upon entering medical, she consults with the chief medical officer and then begins to talk with the mysterious man. After pleasantries are exchanged, the mysterious man only gives one name, Khan. A short question period follows, and Khan indicates that he is tired. Khan requests something to read during his convalescence, and Captain Irma Komarov agrees, commenting that he has 200 years of catching up to do. Captain Irma Komarov bids Khan farewell and leaves. The next day, Khan is invited to dinner with the senior staff. The captain and senior staff are in dress uniforms and begin to seat themselves around the dinner table. As the dinner finishes, the first officer turns to Khan and begins to engage him in a bit of lively discussion. As the conversation continues, Khan turns to the captain and states that she is an excellent tactician, letting her first officer attack him while she sits back and looks for weakness. Or looks for a weakness or weaknesses, I guess, depending on how you wanted to put it. Captain Irma Komarov rebukes Khan's claim troublesome. The next morning, Captain Irma Komarov, the first officer, the chief medical officer, and the chief engineer all sit in the briefing room and discuss the events that have transpired thus far. The first officer pulls up a data file that shows Khan as we have seen, and a separate file from 1992 that shows the same man, named Khan Noning Singh, ruler of a quarter of Earth from Asia through the Middle East. The chief engineer quips in that he always had a sneaking admiration for Khan. A deep discussion ensues about the merits of Khan and his rule on Earth. Finally, Captain Irma Komarov has enough and intervenes in the discussion, and remarks While they might admire him and be against him at the same time, the first officer replies, illogical. Captain Komarov orders security to place Khan under lockdown and then heads to confront Khan. Khan sits dressed in a red USS Franklin. Yeah, I'm sorry, he's not sitting in a red USS Franklin. I assume this is supposed to be a red USS Franklin shirt or something to that effect. And talks to the captain. Khan remarks, I'm sorry, Captain, I was lost in thought. My door locked from outside, a guard posted. Captain Komarov replies, unusual treatment for Khan, Noon, and Singh. The captain and Khan exchange words, and after Khan gives an answer that Captain Komarov was looking for, she leaves. Khan, upset at this turn of events, begins to unfurl his plan and goes to see Lieutenant MacGyver's. With her help, he takes control of engineering and cuts power to the life support and locks down the turbo lifts to the bridge. Khan contacts the bridge and demands the captain surrenders her ship to Khan. Okay, we'll surrender the bridge. Khan is enraged by his confinement and quickly begins to plot a plan to gain control of the USS Franklin, requesting the presence of Lieutenant MacGyver. He appears to have seduced her, and with her help, he is soon able to escape confinement and take control of the engineering deck. After having awakened a number of the Botany Bay sleepers, there he cuts power to the life support system and locks down the turbo lifts and bulkheads. Yes, you just told us this game. Like I said, we will surrender the bridge. Khan takes control of the USS Franklin and maroons the remaining crew on a nearby but habitable planet without any technology and barely enough supplies to last a standard month. As the USS Franklin leaves orbit, Captain Blank vows revenge. Unfortunate. We could have said negative, probably still would have lost the ship. It wouldn't have mattered in that case. Oh, good. New hull. Yeah, I'd actually really like to get Mining Network 3 if you don't mind, game. And transport ship is always going to be the most up-to-date. It costs us no money to have, and, well, it's helpful if it's up-to-date. And I'll end this part once we get a new Deadless class up and operational. And yes, okay, I assume we lost that scientist, and we did indeed. We'll go with Wan Mao, or however it's pronounced. Oh, hey, there's some Trillium D. Wonderful. And if you don't mind, go back and research that system again. Maybe if you're lucky, you'll find the crew of the USS Franklin still alive. Probably not, since it said that it was barely enough to last a standard month. Yeah, they're probably not still alive. Really want those two ships to merge, damn it. It's really annoying that they won't merge. Also, it's annoying that I'm going to have to build up a whole bunch of worlds that aren't even mine, just because the AI did not bother doing it itself.
Station complete.
Okay, we fulfilled the minor mandate. You know what? We'll go ahead and upgrade the Alvergil colony outpost, or reassemble ship shelter to a planetary administration. And then I'll end this part. I was about to say stream. It's not a stream. So I'll go ahead and let that at least start getting upgraded. Okay, so okay, and you can also stand to get upgraded, but you're gonna take longer, so let's not. Okay, let's see. Let's go ahead and build a basic mine over there. This is actually a fairly nice Rilla game. Why did they not have a ship shelter here? That doesn't make any sense. Please tell me it didn't destroy all the ship shelters. No, they got there over there in Tal Ceti. They have one over here in Tapanti. They have one in Strav. Beta Leonis has one. So why did the one at the Tellarites in Dvind, or however it's pronounced, not have one? I'm guessing that was a bug that for whatever reason occurred. Okay, yeah, and you guys, are you not starving? You're not starving to death anymore. You finally figured out how to not starve yourselves. That's wonderful. And yeah, I get the feeling the AI still has some problems for whatever reason with the just the mod itself, I think. Let's go ahead. I want to go ahead and get this Trillium D. Once we have the Trillium D, I'll end the part. So send him over there. Sure. Oh, you got some Trillium D. Do we know of any chemosite, however, actually, out of curiosity? Because that is something we were supposed to have learned about as well with that technology that told us about Trillium D. No. I don't see any chemosite. So I'm guessing we don't know about any yet. Okay, you go there, and there. Then up there, and then down there. Oh. No, yeah, leave that one for now. You'd probably fail it. Mining network, please. Can I join yours? I'll ask for association status. If I join, I get to integrate them free of charge, basically. Well, not actually free of charge, but I can, nonetheless, like I said, integrate them. Oh. Who was it? Oh, the Denoblians, not with the Tamarians. Oh, whoops. Asked to join coalition from you. Okay, that automatically made us meet the Romulans, which sucks. We greet you in peace. Met them. How do you not know about the Bolians yet, dude?
Our enemies fear us. Perhaps they are not.
Yeah, they beat the crap out of us. You! Research agreement. No. Why? Wary. Quit being wary towards me. Also. Damn it! I'm not the president, so I can't rename us to the Anti-Romulan Pact. Because, I mean, literally that's the only reason this would exist. And it's not even a good Anti-Romulan Pact. Oh, hey, do you want to join eventually? Probably not, no. Okay, well that sucks. Everybody has superior tech than me, it looks like. Which I guess isn't a surprise. Earth isn't set up to be particularly great at research, and it also requires our people to grow. Also requires the AI to not screw up, and by that I mean actually build stuff on its worlds. I'm needing to expend my resources so that the world isn't stupid. Or that I can fix the AI's inability to properly do its job. Okay, there we go. We got the Trillium. So I'm going to go ahead and end this part here. We now have Trillium D for plus 15% armor to all our ships, which is helpful to a degree. And we formed the Federation. We do have a bit of Orient Syndicate pirates that we need to deal with, but that's going to be a little while, because I have to go and build up the worlds of the Tellarites. And then hopefully the sectors will actually build stuff, but I don't think they will. Oh, hey. Okay. Okay, that's how they did it. Okay, so they set the Vulcan Monastery to provide the plus 50% planet sensor range, not an actual planetary modifier. I didn't realize the Pajam actually had a unique building on it. I presume that's probably start. They probably start with that building. I get the feeling the sectors aren't going to build either. That's going to be oh no, they are. Never mind, I'm wrong. They're just very slow. You don't have the minerals needed. Neither do you. Okay, so that's the main thing I'll be waiting for. Oh boy. Yep, that's gonna be a little while. Okay, well, like I said, I'm ending this part here. We've got the Federation formed, and for anyone curious as to what I will use as sort of the end goal for this series will be considered finished once the Romulan Star Empire and the Klingon Empire are no longer on the map. Basically, I've either liberated all their worlds, or I've liberated them, vassalized, and integrated them. But either way, basically, in the diplomacy menu here, if it no longer says, if it no longer shows the Romulans and the Klingons, then that's when the series will be considered finished. Do you not have the minerals, or are you just saying you don't want to trade them? Because that's kind of important in this. Okay, I'm guessing they just don't have the minerals. I guess you don't either. Okay. So yes, I will see you guys in the next part, where we will be building up our new worlds because the AI failed to do so. But until next time, a goodbye and farewell.